Hello viewers, welcome to your program Development Zone, where we celebrate achievers, unveil the core potential of our nation, and also celebrate those that have contributed immensely to the growth of our country. Today on the program, we'll be talking housing, and our guest in the program today is Mr. Okoruwa Ehikioya. He's the chairman CEO of Planet Next Intermediate Limited. He also doubles as the Brilliant FC chairman. He'll be unveiling to us how he has contributed to the housing sector, the challenges and the way forward. Sit back, relax, I'll be right back.
Planet Next Intermediate Limited was registered as a limited liability company in 2009, but effectively went into business in 2014, doing the business of real estate development. We started with, in fact, the Planet Next Intermediate Limited has a brand name called New Planet Homes. New Planet Home have given birth to a whole lot of other companies like a New Planet Home, Excellent Courts, Exclusive Courts, Mini Global Estates, the Pluto Residence, the Cosmos Residence, the Orbit Villa. So many of them, I think we should be counting out about 10 or 11 now. So Planet Nest celebrated its 10th anniversary in operation in 2024. So we've actually been in practice since for the past 11 years, and by the grace of God, he has been very, very good to us, and we've become a household name, standing on the tripod of delivery, integrity, and excellence. One of the major problem developers have, including our company, is the easy access to lands, which is a primary factor of production for a real estate company like ours. Another problem is finance, access to finance. When I mean finance, I mean affordable finances. Now, we all are aware that going to the commercial bank to take a loan for real estate is like attempting to commit suicide because of the prevailing interest rate that has been on for some time now. And another problem we've been facing, which is associated with the access to land, is government's attitude to the provision of valid land title document, which has become something that I must say is painful, that over 80% of the developers, or even 95% developers especially in our client here in FCT, find it very, very difficult to access land because the procedure is not a problem, but you discover there are a lot of hurdles that you need to go through, which are man-made. Man-made in the sense that they are not official hurdles that you need to jump, and you can't even, at a point in time, you can't even be sure that the title document you are having is a genuine one. And there are a lot of problems that have happened, and the people begin to attribute these problems to developers. And I keep on saying, though, the problem is not developer. The problem lies squarely in the doors of government and their cronies whom they have given this land to, and they begin to use it as speculation. So many other things that I can't begin to mention today now. So it's a very, very terrible situation, and every developer, including myself, we are facing this problem, and we hope that one day we'll be able to come out of it when we have government that is responsible and responsive to the needs of the people, because I have continuously believed that housing is a basic need of man, which the government has a responsibility of ensuring that it is fulfilled. And I must also tell you that the present cost of land, even if you want to buy, is out of the reach of the common man. It pains me when we begin to talk about buying a piece of land for hundreds of millions. We're talking about billions. I said, this is God's gift, for crying out loud. Why are we like this? Why are we doing this to ourselves? We do not even realize that having a house is something that is almost is as basic as any other thing for any human being. And people begin to go all through terrible situation in order to have a roof over their head. And we go around, we see people living in slums. Of course, it's not because they want to live in slums. They have no choice than to live in such terrible situations, which are very, very subhuman. So I think the problems are multifarious. They are so much that it actually breaks my heart as the chairman of Redan in FCT, and I actually had thought that we would be able to do better than this at this time, but within the last couple of years, like about 2-3 years now, it has actually become worse to the extent that we don't even know what to do, to be honest. We don't know what to do because it has gone out of the reach of the common man. And if a common man wants to live actually with decency, should be out of it. He has to just go and live and in a place that he continues to survive, not to live as a normal human being. Through our establishment, we have tried to see what we can do as an organization and doing business with human face. We have actually been able to assist some people whom we know have tried to make an attempt to live in decent environment. Sometimes what we do is that we try to give concession to some people by giving them even our cost prices in order for them to, especially people we discover that to some extent are disadvantaged as a result of their earning capacity. We've also tried as much as possible to ensure that we adopt installment payments for people within the limits of their capacity and ability. Although it is to a very large extent to our disadvantage, we still try to do it because what you can't gain in every aspect. So what we do is that we take from here and use it to cover up here. So I have one of my subscribers who lives in one of my estates today. She is a petty trader somewhere in one of the parks around, and the husband is simply a primary school teacher. And then she came to me one day and said, look, in fact, a developer brought her that, oh, this woman wanted to buy property, but she does not have the money. And when he brought her, I said, what is the value and what do you want? And incidentally, what's the developer that brought her, my price and his own price were actually the same, but he could not concede to the conditions of the woman. And I said, okay, come in, let's see how we can do. But she kept on, and we kept on doing, we kept on going, we kept on. I can proudly and happily say that she's living in her house today, and she sees me like without any intention of pride. She sees me next to her gods, because when she looks at her house and when people say no, she cannot be the owner of this house, we gave her all the assistance. There are a couple of them like that we try to assist to ensure that they are able to achieve such benefits. So that's what we have done. We try to bring in humanity into our business, and the people have benefited. A couple of persons, don't know much, but a couple of people have benefited. Affordability is relative, depending on who is coming. Somebody can say 10 million naira is very, very affordable, while somebody can say 1 million naira is not affordable. But I can tell you that we try to also assist by going into the realm of site and services. And we notice that site and services allow people an ample of space to be able to use their resources. So we provide, we do not actually sell land as it were, but what we do is that we provide the infrastructure and allow people to build within those infrastructure, so that because we do not allow any structure on our sites unless we have provided infrastructure. So as we speak now, the lowest we have is about 7.5 million naira. That's the lowest we have. And the maximum, we're looking at about 150 million naira. 7.5 million naira is not a one-off payment. We still give as much as 1 year for the subscribers to pay this money in order for them to be able to to subscribe. Otherwise, it would have been very difficult for some people. People will say it's controversial. I don't see it as being a controversial issue. I see it as a misplacement of ideas. When government allocates lands to people, before now, you hear people talking about area council, FCDA. These are areas I totally disagree with. Because if you look at the so-called area council documents, it is signed for the honorable minister. I have never seen a particular document signed by the chairman of a local government or area council or the secretary or any staff of the local government. The person, the signature for those ones you say at the so-called area council, you see general manager for honorable minister. And these people are staff of the urban and regional planning, which is under the FCT. So when you now revoke a particular property because the particular land title document is area council, I just begin to wonder, what are we talking about? Does it even make sense? For me, that does not make sense. And I actually think that this thing should be challenged in the court and be put into a proper perspective. And for other title documents that may be revoked, I think the only person, although some of the CFO says that the tenure of the CFO within the period in which you must move to site is about 2 years. Yes, that is that. But when you are revoking a property, the person must be prior informed. And secondly, revoking on the ground of ground rent, I think that should fall within the realms of the courts. If somebody refuses to pay the ground rent, there are different channels you must go through in order for the person to pay the ground rent. And if you have gone through all the processes and the person refuses to pay their ground rent, this person can be, in fact, the court can be invoked not to exercise this power. So, but the arbitrary revocation of land or taking people's land and giving it to another person is what I still do not understand as we speak now. I still don't understand the rationale behind taking somebody's land and giving it to another person. If you are taking somebody's land for overriding public interest, I will understand, and it must go through its normal process. But taking somebody's land and giving it to another person is what I still do not understand. Even to some extent, giving it to foreigners is what I still do not understand as we speak. Well, every firm is unique in its own way. But if I have to talk about us, Planet Nest Intermediate Limited, the owners of New Planet Zone, I must say one thing that stands out for us is the capacity to deliver, and very, very importantly, integrity. Integrity is one thing that we hold dear to. We do not engage ourselves in things that we know we put, or rather we drag our names on in the mud. So we try to avoid that, and we try to make all our customers our friends. That's very, very important for us. And I can actually tell you that all my customers today are actually my personal friends. Even if you were not my friend before you came in, at least by the time we have gone within 1 or 2 months, we have become a personal friend. So there is none of my customers today that I can say it's not my friend. All my customers are my friend, and that has actually helped us a lot because it has made all our customers our marketers. Because we have a whole lot of referrals. If you come to this office, they actually know marketing staff, because all our customers are our marketers. Most 95% of our new customers come from our old customers. So that's actually what we have been able to achieve. Master strengths, I can't say exactly now because we have 2 categories. We have the site staff, we have the office staff, and you know that our job is mainly a field work. Like I just told you, the marketers are mostly our customers, and at the same time, we also have a lot of freelance marketers coming our way. But the site staff, I must say that they are within the region of about 60 to 70. We're about 60 to 70 staff and other support staff. And every year we we actually take in a whole lot of students on industrial training. The last set just passed out in November. There were about 12 of them. We do that every year, and we also have coppers coming in, depending on if they want to work in this place. But I think the major thing we try to actually put people. We just sent some of our technical staff on training recently, and we have about 11 of them undergoing different training: electricians, carpenters, mason, plumbers, bricklayers, painters, and all of that. We have them who have, I think they should be rounding up their training in February this year. So those are some of the things we do in order to contribute to human capacity development, as well as providing employment for people. I can say, in general, we have nothing less than about 90 persons on our payroll. My biggest achievement, I must say, is being able to provide houses for people who ordinarily would not have been able to do that. That's actually my biggest achievement. I can count a few of them, and because of that, in fact, that is why I can't even live in any of my estates, because if I live in any of my estates, I may not be able to walk 10 kilometers, 10 meters in the 2 hours, because there are a lot of people who are going to be out talking to me and all that kind of thing, greetings and all that. So I do not want to be seen as the village priest in the community. So I try to avoid living in any of my estates. Although I have property in all my estates, but I do not live in any of them. So my biggest achievement, in summary, is that I've been able to provide houses for those who ordinarily would not have been able to do it, because we have to provide subsidy and other intervention in order for them to be able to do that. We still have a whole lot of plans that we need to achieve. We hope that if some of the things we are pursuing goes through, we actually intend to provide houses for some indigent people in some of our estates that are not very expensive. We want to actually build and donate to some people. That's one of the things we are actually that's on the pipeline now. We are recently trying to partner with an orphanage home. We had a discussion about 4 days ago, and we are seeing that we want to be patron to that orphanage, and we hope that one of those will be able to provide houses for the orphanage home. I will ask all my clients, by the grace of God, to actually look out for our newest projects, like the Idu 1 and 2, Okoruwa. Those are some of these projects we are coming up. They are mixed resident projects, which means they are going to be medium, high and low residential areas, and we're actually looking out for people who are not high earning to go into and luckily a lot of them have been approaching us to say, oh, this one is good and we can key into this one. How do we pay? We say, okay, you can start now by paying in installment. You can pay 20%, 30% as your initial deposit. We spread it out for you, and at the end of the day, you'll be able to have a roof over your head. Although we're also trying to see how we can get something from the government directly, and if we are able to do that, it means it will help us to reduce the cost to some of our customers. I'm an ordinary man. My name is Okoruwa Anthony Ehikioya. I attended Ile Primary School in Ekoma, Edo State. Then I proceeded to Annunciation Catholic College, Ira, one of the premier secondary schools. In those days, I say one of the best schools around in Edo State. And then I went to University of Benin. I had a diploma in the public administration and the community development. After which I went to Edo State University, then now Ambosali University, had a BSc in sociology, and then proceeded to Nasarawa State University, where I got my master's degree in public administration and PhD in public administration. I want to say I'm one of the very few, if not the first, to actually specialize in real estate and anti-money laundering. I'm one of the only, I think I should be I don't know of any other person who has actually studied real estate and anti-money laundering combined in this country. I think I should be the only one for now. And I'm a fellow of the Public Administrators Association of Nigeria. I'm also a fellow of the Institute of Global Diplomacy. I'm also a member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria. I'm married with 2 kids. God has blessed me with a very beautiful family to the glory of His name. And I've worked in other places before setting up this company in 2014. I have worked in diverse area. I worked in a pharmacy for about 5 or 6 years. I'm very conversant with the pharmaceutical industry. I also work in a medical equipment firm immediately after my NYSC. I actually did my NYSC in Borno State as a teacher in Ibn Fatwa Islamic Science Secondary School, and then I moved from Ibn Fatwa Islamic Science Secondary School to Government Science Secondary School Mongomu in Borno State. And in doing that, after my service, I came down to Abuja and all that. After working with the medical equipment firm, United Surgical to be precise, which is actually one of the biggest in the country today, I moved to Solidomes, where I actually had to cut my teeth in this industry. Solidome is a real estate firm which has also developed a company. They are the owners of Kabuza Garden Estates in Abuja. Incidentally, I was the first staff to be employed in Abuja, and I rose to become the manager in charge of Abuja until I left in 2010, did some freelance, and then started this place in 2014. And to the glory of God, we are here and we are going higher. I have a family that is matured now. My kids are out of school, they've all graduated with their master's degree and all that. So they do not need my attention that much any longer. My wife works, and she's also very busy. But I try to ensure that every day, at least in the morning, we have our morning devotion together before everybody leaves the house, and when we come back, we try to by 7 o'clock we look at some of the TV programs, and then we are very good at between 9 to 11, when everybody would have gone to bed, we always watch comedy. That's what we do. We watch comedy. And for the job, I give a lot of attention to my job. I am very committed to my job, even as an employee. I'm everywhere I have worked, if you go and they will tell you that I'm a very committed person, because my grandfather used to tell us, if you do not serve somebody, nobody will serve you. And it is something that has always been in my consciousness, that you have to serve. So when I was working with other people, I put everything. Nobody can today, everywhere I have worked, nobody can accuse me of anything that I did wrong. I can beat my chest to say that, even if this national TV, I'll say it, that nobody, I repeat, nobody can accuse me that I have done something wrong in the process of my serving other people, and therefore I have been able to transmit same to this place where I am I'm heading, and I'm putting everything that I can in order to ensure that we succeed and also to serve humanity. It's very, very important to me because I'm sitting here today. I can also assure you that I'm not going to sit here forever. A day will come that I will have to knock this door before I will come in, because somebody will have been in charge of this place. And that is something I always believe, that you cannot be in one place forever, and you cannot be the head forever. It is not possible.
Welcome back again for my guest today. When it comes to fast, reliable housing out there, visit Planet Nest Intermediate Limited. They will give you the service for your money. Till I come here again, I remain your host, Joseph Okoruwa. Bye for now.